Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. In this video, I'm not really going to be going through much gameplay. Might do a couple of Lost City missions while we do this. But today's discussion is about Rift Odyssey. And first things first, before we carry on, if you're not already subscribed, please do. I will be going through the entirety of Rift Odyssey. The way that I do things on the Rift Odyssey videos is the first 5 missions I will try to do with non-DD units. So units like Corolla, units like Marina, a lot of those units can be quite viable as long as you know how to use them and where to use them. The second thing is, if you need to take this with a pinch of salt. The opinions that I have are my own, and I do value other people's opinions as well. I really think that if you guys have an opinion on the current state of Rift Odyssey, then you should let me know down below in the comments. Or, alternatively, go and post your stuff on Discord. So as you can see, here is where we've got all of the suggestions. Glasnost has just posted something about server merge. Yes, absolutely. Being able to add from all of our war zones is fine. We definitely need a server merge at this point. So yes, as you can see, lots and lots and lots of different opinions on here as well. The main topic really is about Rift Odyssey, and I'm just going to go through a couple of these opinions and just show the different sides of the argument. So, Glasnost here, veteran player, long-time player. He completed Nightmare Rift Odyssey before anybody else really was doing it. There was him, Saint No. There was a main tank, and Avi, of course, who were completing Rift Odyssey. And it's because they were big spenders, and that's just Nightmare Rift Odyssey. Remember, Nightmare used to be top level end game content for PvE. That's where it used to be at, and it used to be called. It wasn't Rift Odyssey. It was Northern Expedition. NE. And that's where the term NE comes from. So, the actual issue that people are having, or the divide in the community that has occurred, is the fact that veteran players are not very happy about. It's not very happy about the fact that people with accounts that are 3 months old can go through hell difficulty. So what do I mean by this? So if we have a look in season and we jump into Rift Odyssey, and I go into rankings. As you can see, I'm currently 818th out of the entire server. I believe there's around 1,500 people in my war zone currently, actual active players, and a lot of the players have already beaten. So I can't see in full, but if we go all the way down here to Hell 100, you can see that. To the 100th ranking, you can see Hell 100 has been beaten, and it was beaten a long time ago. The way that Hell is supposed to have been set up is that it's supposed to be endgame content for veteran players, mega whales, places where it's supposed to be a place where you can go in with the strongest units available, and you aren't supposed to be able to, beat it even then sometimes. That's supposed to be the point of the end game content for Hell difficulty. Now, if we jump back into it, this is the opinion of Glasnost. He's posted it on here. If you have an opinion, go post on here. Please keep it respectful. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and this is the place where you go and post it. If you have any suggestions specifically, if you have an actual opinion and you want to discuss it with people, OmniChat is the place to do it. Muddle up that as much as you want. Throw as many comments in here as possible, and hope for the best, and just have a discussion with people. This is where you have a constructive suggestion, effectively. So if you have a way to improve Hell difficulty, if you have a way of changing the difficulty so it's not as um, it's not as easy to pass, or if you think it should go the other way, if you think that they should make hell much easier, and for people of like day 60 to be able to pass and go and voice your opinion on here. So, Glasnost has said, please balance the game. How can even people with less than 3 months of playing be able to finish Rift Odyssey Hell? Is this all the content you're offering to us? Something reachable for people just playing the game while us are playing for more than a year? What is even the point of spending in this game since the only end game PvE mode is achievable for free to play in less than 3 months? Now, my opinion on this, I'll give that in the end. Actually, we'll go through some of the other opinions on here. So this is Shogun. Shogun is quite a well-known whale, or Doomy Exile, you might know him as well. He's very, very strong. And between me and him, it's about a 50-50 in PvP. So who knows? Again, all these players very, very strong, been around for a very long time. There's next to no reason for myself or anyone to spend on this game anymore. Spending is supposed to let you go ahead on an idle game and clear content easier instead of waiting the time to naturally be able to beat it. Seasonal content has already caused some of the biggest spenders to quit the game because the investment to stay on top is temporary and dissolves after each season. Now with the season, content has become so mind-numbingly boring with zero thought process to be able to pass the levels. There is no point investing in PvE. Okay, that leaves PvP to spend for, which is with how bad PvP is this season, it's still fun, but we get it once every other week. War zones are dying, the same four people are facing each other at the end of Foggy, and World Arena is pointless until the last 2 minutes, and for the most, it happens at the worst hours of the day, progress, blah, blah, blah. Basically, it's just this top bit that we're focusing on. And then PvP, other games, so this is mine. If you want to go ahead and read that, you can have a jump on there and have a read through. If you like it, you can like it. If you dislike it, you can dislike it. Now, this is another one. I have personally disliked this comment. However, it doesn't mean it's not valid. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, and some people like them, some people don't. So people complain about Rift Odyssey here, but nobody complains when we get matched with war zones and established well before us in World Arena. It's a huge disadvantage. People playing for 60 days clearing it, you could dump a lot of money and clear it the first time you attempt Rift Odyssey Hell. I don't know why there's a problem with even the heroes given out in Rift Odyssey Hell are not that game breaking. Then you just add another level of difficulty in Rift Odyssey and make it difficult, so at least people playing for over 6 months can clear it and make it strategy melding. Now, another one, Hell mode introduced in Season 4. Currently, we're at Season 6. Back when NM mode or Nightmare mode is the late game mode. You can barely scratch Nightmare 100 unless you have the required heroes and exclusive runes. The current game state is Hell mode being lukewarm instead of it being Hell to traverse, and Thorns be able to pass through Hell is not really Hell mode. I reckon the story mission is more of a wall to you than Hell mode, and newer players able to do Nightmare and Hell is not the order of combat struggle. Now, I personally like that comment, but again, as you can see, people have disagreed with it and people have liked it. This one, please stop spamming the suggestion channel about the stupid Rift Odyssey. It destroys the purpose of this channel and nothing will get added because there are only trash spam messages about Rift Odyssey. Discussing it in a channel or getting channel created for Rift Odyssey by Bella or whatever. You're not posting suggestions, you're discussing. Plus, all this whining is kind of annoying for both sides. We want good things to be added. You can't find them because of the opinion-driven posts on Rift Odyssey. Yeah, so lots of different opinions on Rift Odyssey currently, and there has been a lot of discussion within the actual chat itself. Now, I'm not going to go all the way back, but it's all there if you want to go and have a read. Now, I've already voiced my opinions on the suggestion channel. If you would like to go and view those, you can do, but I will go through them very briefly here. So, my first thought, this is fine. My first thought on Rift Odyssey. Personally, I find it's too easy. And that's not just me saying it's too easy, specifically with the units that I've got. You've all seen my box. or at least if you've been watching for any amount of time, you've seen the level of units that I have. The majority are above 10 stars, with a lot of the non-DD units and non-new DD units, or the older units at 15 stars, Lightseeker Synergy. With those units, I am able to pass through Nightmare. I'm able to pass through Hell difficulty with basically zero resistance. There might be one level or two levels that give me a bit of a challenge, but I can still pass through. Now, do I think that everybody in the game should be able to beat Hell difficulty? No, absolutely not. I don't think that everybody in the game should be able to beat Hell difficulty. I think if you are above a certain level of Ascension, say for example, if you're above level 30 of Ascension, or if you have gear high enough, so if you are working towards your, if you've got red gear, you should be able to pass Hell. I think that if you have invested enough time and enough resources into the game, then you should be able to pass Hell difficulty. Yeah, I completely agree. Do I think that you should be able to pass Hell after 3 months? And if you invest, say you invest £10,000 over the course of those 3 months, do I think you should be able to pass Hell difficulty? No, absolutely not. I think that you need to invest the time, and I think you should need to invest the effort effectively. So when I've been playing the game, when I first started, I could get nowhere close to Nightmare 100. Absolutely not. I think the closest I got when the first season released, so about 6 months after, I got up to Nightmare 25, and nobody could beat that boss. And I complained about it at the time because nobody could beat it. There was only one person who beat Nightmare 100 at that time. Now, do I think that is how it should be? Absolutely not. What I think should happen is this. It's twofold. So I'll use this as an example. As you can see here, there are 3 stars per victory. Per condition. So the first condition is victory. The second condition is survivors with 5 survivors with 60% HP or more, and the third condition is Verdiant Synergy. Now, do I think that that should be applied to Hell Rift Odyssey? Yes, absolutely. And the reason for that is because if I, say for example, if I went on clear records here, I may find a team that is, so it's Atrops, Dahlia, and now Karnak, Elisha. There's a lot of different team builds going through here. But if I were to build, I don't even need to use relics. If I were to build this team, where have you gone? There you are. And one more, Seraphina. If I were to build this team here, I could clear all of Hell and I could clear all of Nightmare in just one go. I wouldn't need to change teams. I probably would need to change artifacts or relics, or maybe switch one unit in and out, maybe for the bind level for Solomon, maybe for the Holy Shield level for Talos. But for the majority of the missions, I would be able to use this exact team and I would be able to get through Hell absolutely no problem. And there's no repercussions for that. So if I have picked up these units over the course of, say, a 3-month period, and I have them at a reasonable star level of, say, 8 stars, something like that, then I would be able to pass Hell. Absolutely no problem. What I have a fundamental disagreement with is that every level I can beat with this team. Every single enemy, every single selection of units, enemy units, I can beat with just one single team, and that is the problem. So for me, the solution to that would be to give out rewards when this condition is met. So here, as you can see, it gives out 75% damage reduction. It is optional. You don't need to use it. Again, I could go in here without 3 mystifiers, and I can use this team and I can win, and I can clear Hell 100. Absolutely no problem with this specific team, I suspect. If not, I might need to change out for 1 or 2 units, again, like I mentioned. But what I think, for me personally, you should be able to run through Hell once, with this team, and you will get a finish effectively. So you would get a you would get your basic rewards. So you could potentially get the rewards that are on offer. So if we jump into hell, you would potentially get these rewards right here. Whereas if you completed all of the, and I think this should apply across all modes. I don't think it should apply solely to hell. I think it should apply to nightmare, abyss, common, and hard as well. I think you should get double the rewards or something along those lines if you use the corresponding teams. So if I were to here take out my Hades, and I were to pop in Astrid in here, I have now hit that criteria. And if this team were to win against the enemy team, I should get an additional incentive. I should get a bonus, or I should get an official clear, something like that. So a proper clear, if that makes sense. And that's when it should go onto the leaderboard. Because then that way, if I go into rankings here and I have a look all the way through, I mean, the majority of these players will have the capability in order to do that. But the problem is that if you get to this Hell 100 here and you are first, people are going to start to wonder how you got to first. They're going to question you. They're going to send you messages. They're going to find out how you got to first with the team builds that that you need to use in order to get to in order to clear it properly. If that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, let me know down below. But to sum it up, in order to increase the difficulty or increase the status that you get when you clear Hell 100, I think you should need to include 3 Mystifiers on your team. For the previous level, it was Valianters. I think you should need to have 3 Valianters on the team in order to get those clears, if that makes sense. The only other suggestion that I have put forward, and I'm going to keep making this suggestion, I think that in Hell difficulty, the enemies should have full legendary passives. So, for example, the team that we're facing at the moment, Lily and Leah, whenever a Verdian synergy triggers, they will increase the magical defense and physical defense of all allies for 3 rounds, I believe. You get defense stacks. They increase the defense stack limit of 5 or by, no, up to 15. And so the defense stacks, they do start to stack up as long as you're triggering that Verdian synergy. Minotaur's red runes, they effectively, Minotaur does, he stuns an enemy, and if you have his full red runes, he stuns an enemy for 3 rounds. Ayushta, if you have her full red runes, increases the duration of Confuse up to 3 rounds. So in order to, instead of artificially increasing the difficulty by increasing health pools, by increasing attack stats, by increasing defense stats, what I think would make it much more challenging is if these enemies had access to those legendary runes or the legendary rune effects. So when Aisha does her first ultimate, half of my team is going to get confused for 3 turns. Minotaur, when he procs at the beginning of the round or when he takes action, he will stun one of my units for 3 rounds. So effectively, after 3 rounds, my entire team would be done. I wouldn't be able to. None of my team would be able to take action. That combined with Lily and Leah and their defensive increase for the entire team, combined with Merlin's reflect increase as well, or reflect rate increase, and 40% damage reduction, would make it so that this team is basically invincible, and you would need a certain set of units, for example, Glorians and Mystifiers, and a combination of those 2 in order to beat the stage. And to get true clear, you would need to beat it with 3 Mystifiers. That is how you make it much more challenging. For me, that's my personal opinion. If you guys have opinions on it, if you think that it should be made easier, or if you think it should be made more difficult, or if you think it should just be left alone, let me know down below in the comments, or go and post it on Discord. Again, in order to post something on the suggestion feedback, let me just show this now very quickly. In order to go and post something on the suggestion feedback, you need to type suggest and then whatever your message is. And there you go. Thanks very much. Test message. Right. That's it from me. What do you guys think? Let me know. If you're not subscribed already and you've made it all the way through to the end of the video, what are you doing? Come on. Subscribe for me. Thanks.